If these players are traded, this is how it will affect their fantasy performance. If you guys like this style of content, please follow for more. Trey Hendrickson, arguably the best player available, is going to be a game changer for any defensive line that's able to pick him up. After leading the league in sacks for 2 straight years, we all saw the summer-long holdout waiting for a new contract from Cincy. Teams like the Colts, Niners, Rams, and Bucks could all be in play for this top edge rusher. Whatever team is able to pick him up before the November 4th trade deadline immediately boosts their rush defense and can impact any fantasy running back having to play against that new looking team. Chris Olave. One of the lone bright spots for the 1-5 Saints team has been the consistency of Chris Olave. Still only 25 years old and was a first-round pick 3 years ago. Olave has plenty of years left to be a high-end wide receiver for any team. For fantasy purposes, Olave right now has the safest floor for any PPR wide receiver, with Spencer Rattler absolutely loving throwing him the ball. He's gotten double-digit targets every week besides one. If Olave gets traded to a team like the Bills, Steelers, or Giants, his big game potential immediately gets a boost by being on an offense that has far more scoring opportunities, but his safe floor is gone. As a personal Olave fantasy owner, I actually hope he stays on the Saints because he's the most underrated PPR player in the league. Mark Andrews. The Ravens aren't technically sellers yet, but if this downslide continues, don't be surprised if Baltimore waves off the white flag and dumps off a few of their veterans and sheds some payroll. The top of that list would probably be 30-year-old Mark Andrews, who's on the last year of his contract and could still be a solid offensive weapon for any playoff team. He's had a down year for his standards, but a change of scenery might just be what he needs to get back on track. Look for teams like the Commanders or the Bucks who could use some tight end help to end up giving Baltimore a call in the coming weeks to monitor if Andrews will be available or not. And last, Breece Hall. With the amount of injuries running backs have suffered this year, a winless team like the Jets could get major value for their stud running back. Breece is still only 24 years old, and teams like the Chargers, Chiefs, or Texans could use his services. The Chiefs would gladly upgrade Isaiah Pacheco with Breece, and the Chargers could absolutely use him after the Harris and Hampton injuries. And the Texans need any offensive help they can get, so their top-ranked defense gets some support. It's no guarantee the Jets would even want to trade their 24-year-old running back, but if they do, depending on what team Breece gets sent to, it could boost his fantasy stock for the remainder of the year.